Buyers notice this first. And it is probably not your granite countertops, your stainless steel appliances, or the size of your primary bedroom. Most Virginia Beach sellers believe buyers walk into a showing and immediately start analyzing square footage, upgrades, and features. But that is usually not what happens first. Before buyers study the kitchen cabinets, before they count the bedrooms, and before they decide whether the backyard is large enough, they have already formed an emotional opinion about the house. They notice how the home smells. They notice whether it feels bright or dark. They notice whether it feels clean, comfortable, maintained, and easy to move through. And that first emotional reaction can shape how they view everything else during the showing. A buyer who feels comfortable when they enter will often begin looking for reasons to like the house. But a buyer who feels uneasy may spend the rest of the showing looking for reasons to reject it. In this video, I'm going to explain what buyers often notice during the first minute of a Virginia Beach home showing, why sellers regularly focus on the wrong things, and what you can do before your first showing to create a strong first impression. And make sure you stay until the end, because I'm also going to explain one common showing mistake that can make a perfectly good house feel uncomfortable before the buyer even reaches the kitchen. Now, one of the biggest challenges when selling a home is that the seller and buyer are looking at the property through completely different eyes. The seller sees all their memories. The buyer sees decisions. A seller may look at the living room and remember Christmas mornings, birthdays, family gatherings, and years of everyday life. But a buyer walks into that same room and immediately asks, "Can my furniture fit here? Does this room feel bright? Will I need to replace the flooring? And does the house feel clean? Does it smell fresh? Does the layout make sense for my family?" Now, that does not mean buyers are cold or overcritical. They are simply trying to determine whether they can picture themselves living there or not. The seller already feels at home. The buyer needs to begin feeling at home very quickly. Now, and the first minute of the showing has a major influence on whether that begins to happen or not. So before we break down the first impression step by step, I created a Virginia Beach showing day checklist for homeowners preparing to sell. So if you're interested in something like that, I'm going to stick it in the description below, and just comment the word showing and I'll send it right over to you. It gives you a room-by-room checklist of what to do before buyers arrive, so you can make the home feel cleaner, brighter, more comfortable, and easier to remember. Now, let me give you a realistic example here. This is not one specific client story. It is the kind of situation that happens frequently when homeowners prepare to sell. Imagine two similar houses in the same Virginia Beach neighborhood. They have similar square footage. They have the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms. They were built around the same time. And they are listed in a similar price range. Now, the first home has newer countertops and updated appliances. But when buyers arrive, the entryway is dark. The house feels warm and stuffy. There is a strong air freshener trying to cover another odor. Shoes, bags, and personal items are near the front door. Several lights are turned off. The buyers immediately begin wondering what the air freshener is hiding and whether the home has been properly maintained. The second home does not have the same level of upgrades. But when the buyers enter, the lights are on, the temperature is comfortable, the curtains are open, the floors are clean. The home smells neutral. Now, the rooms are easy to walk through, and nothing distracts the buyers from imagining their own belongings inside. Which house creates the strongest first impression? Very often it is the second one. Even though the first house may have more expensive improvements, that is because buyers do not experience a house as a spreadsheet. They experience it emotionally first and logically second. Now, once buyers feel good about the property, they begin justifying why it could work. When they feel uncomfortable, they begin justifying why it will not work. The first major factor is smell. Smell is powerful because buyers often notice it before they consciously notice anything else. A home can look beautiful online, but if the buyer opens the door and notices pet odor, cigarette smoke, moisture, heavy cooking smells, garbage, or overwhelming fragrance, the showing can immediately go in the wrong direction. Now, one of the biggest mistakes sellers make is trying to cover odor with a strong candle, plug-in fragrance, or air freshener. The problem is that buyers may begin wondering what they are trying to hide. The goal should usually be clean and neutral, not heavily scented. Before showing, take out the trash, clean pet areas, wash pet bedding, avoid cooking foods with strong lingering odors, clean sinks and garbage disposals, check laundry rooms, bathrooms, carpets, and soft furniture. And when the weather allows, air the home out before buyers arrive. You live in the home every day, so you may no longer notice its natural smells. That is completely normal. Ask someone you trust to walk through and give you an honest opinion. It is better to hear the truth before the first showing than after several buyers quietly leave without making an offer. The next major factor is lighting. A dark house often feels smaller, older, and less inviting. Even a home with large rooms can feel cramped when the blinds are closed and several lights are turned off. So before showing, open curtains and blinds where privacy allows. Turn on the lamps, replace burned out bulbs, use consistent light temperatures when possible, and pay special attention to hallways, staircases, bathrooms, and rooms that do not receive much natural light. Sellers sometimes believe turning on every light is unnecessary because the showing takes place during the day. But buyers are not only evaluating the amount of daylight, they are evaluating how the home feels. A bright home usually feels cleaner, more open, and easier to understand. This matters especially in photographs and during late afternoon or evening showings. Virginia Beach buyers may be viewing several homes in the same day. The brighter, more inviting the home is often the one they remember clearly. Buyers also notice how the home physically feels. Is it too hot? Is it too cold? Was it humid, stuffy? Does the air feel fresh? A buyer who is physically uncomfortable may rush through the showing. They may spend less time in each room and leave before developing an emotional connection to the property. This can be especially important during hot, humid Hampton Road summers. Trying to save a small amount on heating or cooling during showings can work against you if buyers feel uncomfortable. Set the home to a comfortable temperature before they arrive. Do not wait until the showing begins. It takes time for the house to cool down or warm up. The goal is to remove discomfort so the buyer can focus on the property. Buyers also need to understand how they would live in the home. Clutter makes that harder. When countertops are covered, buyers may assume there is not enough storage. When furniture blocks walkways, rooms may feel smaller. When closets are completely full, buyers may believe the home lacks closet space. And when personal belongings are everywhere, buyers may feel like they are walking through somebody else's private life instead of imagining their own. Decluttering does not mean removing every sign that somebody lives in the home. It means creating enough visual space for buyers to understand the rooms. Clear most kitchen countertops. Remove excess furniture. Organize the entryway, open the walkways, and reduce items on bathroom counters. Store unnecessary decorations, and consider packing up some belongings before listing. You're going to move those items eventually anyways. Packing early can make the home show better and make moving day easier. Buyers also notice small maintenance issues because the issues become a bigger question. A loose doorknob may make them wonder what else has been neglected. A stained ceiling may cause concern about a roof leak. A dripping faucet may suggest plumbing problems. A damaged piece of trim, cracked outlet covers, missing light bulb, or a door that does not close properly may seem minor to a seller, but buyers often group these items together. One small problem may not matter. 10 small problems can make the home feel poorly maintained. So before listing, walk through the property as though you are seeing it for the first time. Open the doors, turn on the faucets, look at the ceiling walls, check the exterior entrance. Replace burned out bulbs, tighten loose handles, repair obvious damage, touch up highly visible marks when practical. You do not necessarily need a complete renovation. You do need to remove avoidable signs of neglect. Now, the first few steps inside the home are especially important. The buyer has just arrived. They may have already judged the exterior driveway, landscaping, porch, and front door. Then they step inside and pause. That entry moment becomes the emotional starting point of the showing. So make sure the front door is clean. Make sure the lock works easily. Remove cobwebs, sweep the porch, clear shoes, coats, bags, and packages from the entrance, and turn on the entry light. Make the first view into the home as open and attractive as possible. One common mistake is placing too much furniture near the entrance. So when buyers immediately have to move around a table, chair, shoe rack, or pile of belongings, the home begins to feel cramped before the showing has truly started. The entry should feel simple, clean, and easy. Now let's talk about the mistake I mentioned at the beginning. One of the easiest ways to make buyers feel uncomfortable is for the seller to remain in the home during the showing. I understand why homeowners sometimes want to stay. They know the house better than anyone. They want to explain the improvements. They want to answer questions. They may worry that buyers will miss something important, but buyers usually do not speak freely when the seller is present. They may feel rushed. They may avoid opening closets or cabinets. They may not discuss what they like or dislike, and they may leave earlier than they would otherwise. Your goal is not merely to get the buyers through the front door. Your goal is to give them enough comfort and privacy to imagine owning the home. So whenever possible, leave before the showing and take pets with you. Let the real estate professionals handle the tour and the questions. You can provide a list of important features and improvements through your agent without following buyers from room to room. Now, do upgrades still matter? Yes, upgrades absolutely matter. Buyers care about kitchens, bathrooms, roofs, heating and cooling systems, flooring, windows, square footage, layout, and overall condition. But they may never fully appreciate those improvements if the first impression creates discomfort. Think of it this way. Your upgrades help buyers justify the price. Your presentation helps buyers emotionally connect to the home. You need both. A beautiful kitchen inside a dark, cluttered, uncomfortable house may not receive the reaction the seller expects. A clean, bright, well-presented home allows buyers to notice and appreciate improvements you made. So here's a practical routine you can use before showing. Start outside. Move vehicles when possible so buyers can see the driveway and garage access. Sweep the entrance. Check the front door and porch. Inside the home, turn on the lights. Open curtains and blinds. Set a comfortable temperature. Take out the trash. Clear sinks and counters. Put away dishes. Close toilet lids. Make the beds. Pick up laundry. Remove pet bowls, litter boxes, toys, and bedding when practical. Secure medications, valuables, documents, weapons, and personal information. Then walk through the house one final time from the buyer's perspective. What do you smell? What catches your eye? Does anything block the walkway? Does the home feel bright? Does it feel comfortable? And does it feel easy to live in? Finally, leave before the buyers arrive. Give time and space to experience the home without feeling watched. A strong first impression does not guarantee an offer. Price, location, condition, competition, financing, and buyers' needs still matter. So when the buyer feels that a home has been cleaned, prepared, and maintained, they may feel confident about the property overall. When the home feels neglected, they may begin mentally adding repair costs. They may reduce what they are willing to offer. They may ask for more during inspections. Or they may choose a competing home that simply felt easier. Sellers sometimes spend thousands of dollars on improvements but overlook the inexpensive details that buyers experience first. Cleaning, lighting, temperature, organization, smell, basic maintenance, showing without requiring a renovation. So what do buyers notice first during a Virginia Beach home showing? They notice how the home makes them feel. Before they analyze the countertop material or measure the bedrooms, they notice smell, light, temperature, cleanliness, clutter, flow, and signs of maintenance. That first feeling can build confidence or create hesitation. And if you're preparing to sell a home in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, or anywhere in the Hampton roads, please just comment the word showing below or send me a direct message with the word showing, and I'll send you my Virginia Beach showing day checklist so you know exactly what to do before buyers walk through the front door. And if you're wondering what your home may need before listing, please just reach out to me before you start spending money. I can help you separate the improvements that may support your sale from the projects that may cost more than they return. Now, there's no pressure and there's no obligation to this. The goal is to help you prepare the home strategically instead of wasting time and money on the wrong things. And if you found anything in this video that helped you, please just subscribe to the channel for more practical real estate advice that's created for people in the Hampton Roads areas. I'm Scott Stamper, the Cowboy Real Estate Agent, and I'll catch you down the road. And remember, buyers may forget some of the details they saw during a showing, but they will remember how the house made them feel. Scott Stamper, catch you down the road.